Are you a victim of the UFO curse? One that says no matter how long you live, you will never know any more about UFOs than you know today. You will never know any more about what UFOs really are or where they come from. You will never know any more about what the US government really knows about UFOs than you know today. As you lie on your own deathbed, you will be as mystified about UFOs as you are today, and you will remember this curse. Philip J. Klaus, it was a provocative and often discussed statement within the UFO community, was a skeptic and a debunker in the 80s, and the origin of that particular curse was part of his last will and testament. It was first published in the UFO newsletter Saucer Smear, it sounds dirty, in 1983, and it was reiterated in his obituary and other skeptical publications after his death in 2005. Klaus directed the curse at UFO enthusiasts who had criticized him throughout his life or even thought unkind thoughts about him privately. It sort of reflects his lifelong stance as a UFO skeptic and debunker. He was a prominent aerospace journalist and senior editor for Aviation Week and Space Technology. He applied his engineering background to UFO cases and attributing sightings to prosaic causes like misidentified aircraft, weather phenomena, and just hoaxes, which there are tons of. Fair, right? He was also a founding member of the Committee for the Scientific Investigations of Claims of the Paranormal, PSYOP, which we now call CSI, and actually authored several books debunking UFO claims such as UFOs Explained from 1974 and UFO Abductions, A Dangerous Game from 1988. Now, much has changed since then, but Klaus was still very polarizing and still is. While some praised his rigorous skepticism, others accused him of arrogance, ad hominem attacks, and even being a government disinformant himself, which we know there are a few of those nowadays. The interpretation of the curse sort of encapsulates Klaus's belief that ufology would never achieve scientific legitimacy or ever uncover any conclusive type of evidence about UFO origins or government knowledge, and it serves as a cynical critique of the UFO community's lack of progress despite decades of claims. Klaus argued that ufologists were trapped in a cycle of speculation without any empirical advancements, and yes, we know that that's a problem, and I think it's just becoming, more obvious today with the whistleblowers and the people coming forward because it's all performative anyways, and it's all very structured, and there's a lot of it that's been redacted. Some interpret it as a sort of tongue-in-cheek jab rather than an actual curse, reflecting Klaus's combative style and wit that he used in his, writing and work. But like I said, a lot of people viewed it as spiteful and bitter, accusing him of wishing eternal ignorance upon researchers, which is, in some ways, there's a lot of hoaxes. There's skeptics and supporters praise Klaus for promoting critical thinking skills, which is desperately needed today with AI, and holding UF claims to scientific standards. His work forced ufologists to address alternative explanations. The impact was the curse remains a symbolic footnote in our culture, the UFO culture, often cited in debates about skepticism and belief in UFOs. Notably, despite the recent government disclosures like the UAP reports and the Congress hearings, Klaus's curse still resonates with those who feel fundamental questions remain unanswered, myself included, even though I'm an experiencer myself, because the government and suppression and social media. His broader contributions and controversies include things like plasma theory, which is relevant right now, especially with all of our Orbeez. He proposed that the UFOs were some sort of atmospheric plasmas or ball lightning, which, yes, but I think it's more than that. We know that now, but largely rejected by both skeptics and believers, which sort of debunks what he said. The hoax accusations, he frequently alleged hoaxes without strong evidence, which is as dangerous as not taking it seriously in the first place. Like, he maintained that the US government had absolutely no hidden evidence of extraterrestrial visits. This is for entertainment purposes only, remember that, just want to make that clear, or any visits, and his stance echoed that in the curse. But at the end of the day, Philip Klaus's UFO curse is a blend of theatrical skepticism and a unique critique, and I think a necessary one, of ufology's lack of progress. It reflects his lifelong mission to debunk UFO claims and the challenges the community to seek higher standards of evidence, which I think we're doing. Let me know if you think we're not. The curse sort of underscores the enduring divide between the skeptics and us, believers, in the UFO discourse. But I do think it's important to take these things into consideration because I think we, as experiencers, get a little bit ahead of ourselves a lot of the time, and I think we need to really take a reality check from time to time. And I know it sucks because we want all of the information. We all have different information. We've all had different experiences, but this is inevitably going to be part of the curse. And that's, I think, at the root of what he actually meant, because otherwise, why would he have spent his life's work on it if he thought it was a bunch of bull?